Good morning. My name is Jody, your host, and welcome to One Yard Wednesday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to One Yard Wednesday. My name is Jody, and I will be your host today. I have two very special people producing today. Michael. Everybody knows Michael, but we're putting him behind the scenes, which is awesome. And then we have Shade here today. We have an awesome show for you. I'm so excited.
You're putting us front and center.
I know. I love it. I love it. I love it. And before we get to our awesome show, I got so excited I forgot where I was at. Thank you for watching and shopping with us. Make sure you like us on Facebook, on YouTube, and share if you think you know of someone, which I know you do, who would love great fabric at really great deals. And then don't rush off, because all of the sale fabric will be live after the show. So you don't have to rush to get it. Once the show is over, it will be live and you could go in and purchase your fabric. So like I said, we have an awesome show today. It's all about Halloween. I am typically not the greatest Halloween person, but I know that someone special really, really loves Halloween.
You
Michael.
put me on the best show ever.
I know, and I didn't even plan it. We just happened to have, we're like, hey, let's do some Halloween today. And I'm like, okay.
This is my favorite holiday, and the fact that it's coming in May, I couldn't be happier.
Well, it's never been my favorite holiday, but I think it's because my parents used to I'm the oldest, and my parents used to make me take my siblings trick-or-treating, and when I really wanted to be with my friends, I had to actually pull around my little brother and take him trick-or-treating. So I think that's why I don't like it.
See, and I'm the little brother in this scenario, where I loved getting pulled around.
Even when my kids were little, I'd be like, oh my God, I got to bundle these kids up and take them. So I am growing into it, though. I have bought more Halloween fabric in the last probably 2 years than I ever have in all the years that I've been quilting. So we've got some awesome fabric. We're going to get right to it after I ask a question. So my question today is, how many hours does the average quilter spend each week sewing? I want you guys to put your guesses in the comments. We'll actually be putting them up throughout the show, and I will give you the answer at the end of the show, because there's an average and then there's above average. So we'll go to that. So we'll answer your questions. Be sure to put your answer in the comments,
Jody,
and we will reveal it.
What do you think your average is?
On a busy week, I would say probably 6 or more. I could sew in one day. I could sew 6 hours on a Saturday.
You're hitting your average on Monday.
On a Monday, yeah. And I usually always sew on a Sunday. Always, typically, because I have a group of friends that we sew every Sunday via Zoom, and they're always watching me, so I love you guys. And so yeah, I could sew 6 hours that day, not a problem. So what is your guesses? And we're going to get right 18 hours a week. This thing called the job prevents me from doing that 18 hours a week. I always tease that the full-time gig gets in the way of my fun.
I'm just hearing a lot of excuses,
I know,
Jody.
I know.
A lot of excuses.
I know, lots of excuses. So let's get to it. We have lots of Halloween. Let's talk about 2 of the quilts right now. Behind Michael, I have Ursula done in Halloween. So all of the quilts we show today will give you ideas of how to use this fabric. And then behind me, I just had to put this up there because I'm a huge fan of the designer of this fabric. This is Taylor. And I love the fact that they used like a panel-ish type fabric, and that is J. Wecker Frisch. She has some really unique, she loves doing Halloween, by the way. So her Halloween collections are usually pretty awesome. And so we'll talk more about this when we get to our projects today. So the first collection, now just some housekeeping. All of these are bundles. So there are 5 bundles today? 5 bundles They're all on sale. And then I will have some 1 yards at the end to show you that will go with some of this. But these are bundles, so keep that in mind when I'm showing you. So the first bundle is called Full Moon, right? So we have this really cool like print that has Halloween words on it, scary, that kind of thing. See if I can make this work here. And then the next print I have is the houses with the scary tree. It's like a gray and charcoal fabric. And there. And then this is the part that I don't like about Halloween. The skulls. This one is skulls. I know I'm weird. I know that. But this has got the gray, and it's kind of got that foggy kind of look, and the skulls are in the moon. So that's kind of a fun look print if you like skulls. And then here is the same print, only it's in the black background, and then we've got the orange in the eyes for the skull. And of course, you can't have a Halloween without spider webs. So we've got our spider webs with the black background and like a charcoaly look to that. And then we have like a basic, which is really nice to have, so you can use this in your like borders or accent fabrics. But you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see this, but this little white blob is kind of, it's actually a skull. I don't know if I can really make this visible or not. You can kind of see the eyes in there, so it's kind of hidden in like the smoke and the fog in the fabric, which is kind of fun. A little bit of optical illusion. And then this print is really, really fun. I'm going to open this all the way, but look at how cool this print is. It's got the crows, it's got the skull with the house. I love the pops of orange in there. This one you could for surely do some kind of fussy cutting to make it work in your project. So that's the skull house, and I probably should put this the right way. And then we have another one of these like basic prints that has that kind of fun hidden skull in there with the gray and the kind of white background in there. Glow in the dark is even better. Oh, Diane, just wait. Just wait. And then same thing with this one. This is orange, and then you could kind of see the mystery. This one you can really see the mystery skulls in there. And then we have the orange spiders with you can really see the webs with the spiders in there. And then we have a crow in the orange with the tree, the kind of spooky looking tree. And then we have an orange with the houses and the spooky looking tree. So this is full moon. Okay. And the full moon is, my notes dropped on the floor, so, oh, here, give me 2 seconds. Is by Wyndham Fabrics, so just so you guys have an idea. So we're going to go to the next one, but I'm not going to pull that up because that will be too much work. Haunted House by Timeless Treasures. This one is super cute. It's got these cute little ghosts that kind of remind me of Casper, the friendly ghost. And then we have this great stripe. I love this stripe to do bindings. If you don't care about cutting it straight, you could use this as accent if you wanted to. And then we have these really cute little googly eyes in here. And then this one's actually really fun. I'm going to open this so you could see it. It's kind of like an ombre spider web. So you've got the orange and the yellow. That one's really fun. That would give your project some really cool movement. And then we have these cute, we've got pumpkins, we've got the little ghost, the cat, because you can't have, what a cute bundle, it is super cute. The cat, can't have a Halloween collection without the black cat. And then we have the black cat, speaking of, in the orange background with the little spider webs and the little spiders in there. This tends to be more my style, kind of like whimsical. And then we have the houses with the ghosts. Oh my God, this is so cute. So cute.
This is bringing back a lot of memories for me.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm seeing these prints, and in the nicest way, all I can think of is like when I went to daycare, my daycare lady would bring out her Halloween decorations and her blankets and quilts, and I swear...
You would just go nuts?
Yeah. She started it, folks.
My children love Halloween. Like, their dad and them do this crazy setup every year. They set it up the day before, and they take it down the day of. It's just crazy. So they did not get that from me. So I have this little tiny spider with the orange dots in here that's so cute. And this bundle is Haunted House by Timeless Treasures. There are 8 pieces in this half-yard bundle. I forgot to mention, with the full moon, there are 12 pieces. So each one of these bundles are going to have some different fabrics in it. Okay. Somebody mentioned glow in the dark, and I was hoping we could figure out how to like make this happen, but if we put you in the dark, you won't see anything. So this one is called Lights Out, and it actually does have glow in the dark. It's glow in the dark. I think these little ghosts glow in the dark, so anything like that. You can kind of tell by the texture. And then we have our little coffins with our skulls in there. We have black cats. So cute. Lots of black. And then we have the infamous skeleton. And this one looks like he's doing yoga. Am I correct on saying that? It looks like there's some down dogs happening in here. Oh yeah, for sure. We have got the yoga skeleton happening. Okay, I don't know if I've ever seen that. And then we have our spider webs again in the purple with the little tiny spider in there. And this one is interesting. I think the cats, the skeletal cats, glow in the dark. So wherever you see this white, it would glow, which would be really cute to see. And then we have the purple in the coffins with the black coffins and the white in the, these are not glow in the dark. And then we have our purple with the, what are these? Ghosts.
What are these?
See, this is what happens. Like, my brain just shuts down sometimes. I can't even come up with a word that is obvious. This is obvious.
I've lost words in my head before. Never
ghost.
Never ghost.
Yeah, ghost. And I'm thinking glow in the dark ghost. That is a glow in the dark ghost.
These thingamajiggers.
These thingamajiggers. And then I have the purple skeleton doing the yoga poses. So funny. And ghosts. I have ghosts again. Never going to live that down. Different colors. We got your orange ghost, your purple ghost. Actually, this looks like Pac-Man. Doesn't he? Yeah. And then we have our cats, our skeletal cats that glow in the dark. And we have this like kind of graffiti print. I love the big outfit. Yes. I love driving by people's houses and then you see these Halloween decorations in July. This one is fully glow in the dark, and I love kind of that graffiti feel to this print. It would be really, really fun. I wish we could turn the lights off and show you. So this is Lights Out by Robert Kaufman. Lose my notes. All right, our next one is Welcome Foolish Ghouls. or Foolish Mortals. This is by Henry Glass. This is my favorite. I think this is adorable. I love anything that's not traditional. So like non-traditional Christmas, non-traditional Halloween. So this one has a lot of these teal colors in it. So we still have the ghosts or the skulls and the spiders. Now I call everything ghost. But because it's teal, then it doesn't look as scary. And then I love these little googly eyes with all the different colors. We have this in the orange. You know, those yoga things are really funny. And then we have the teal with the coffins. And then in the coffins, we have the skeletons laying in there. And then these orange keys, like old-fashioned keys. Those are kind of cute. Not kind of, they are cute. And then we have the coffins, but now we've added ghosts, bats.
She's learning, folks.
I know, I'm a fast
Never
learner.
forget that word again.
And this one is in like that aqua-y blue color. And then we have this really fun print with the guy, scary guy who answers the door at the scary mansion with the clock. We have another googly eyes in the teal, which is my favorite. I love this print. And then we have an orange with the ghosts and the teal pumpkins. And then I love this. This is a fantastic print to put on borders. These are all, yes, half-yard bundles. So this check or plaid can be used in your bindings, which is always fun to have. So that is Welcome Foolish Mortals by Henry Glass. All of the ones I just showed you are half-yard bundles. There are 9 pieces in this one. And I'm going to throw you for a loop because I have one fat quarter bundle. There are not very many of these, so they're going to go fast. But this one is Noir by Ebon for Free Spirit. And this one is, I've called a sophisticated Halloween. So it's a little bit more mature. I feel like you could kind of leave these out a little longer. So this has got the black background with the sketch work on the top and white. And I mean, there's some pretty awesome stuff happening in this print. And then we have the Boo in the black with these florals on the top. Another black background with the white florals. And then we've got the little spider webs in there. A little pop of orange, which makes it kind of fun. And then we have the orange, like these little eyes in this one. So the background is orange, and then we have like these little eyeballs. And then an orange butterfly, which is really fun. This one is pretty directional. Let me turn it the right way so you can see it. Yes, Noir is a neat collection. So this one is pretty directional. So you'll probably, if you don't care about direction, which sometimes I don't care about direction, you could cut this up and put it anywhere, but you'd want to probably make sure you can see those going the right direction. Probably my favorite print out of this collection is this skull with the florals and the spider webs, and then the orange just pops on this fabric, which is so great. And you could definitely use this as your main piece. And then we have a black kind of sketch work with the charcoal in the sketch work, which is really fun. We've got our orange little ghosts, which need to go the right way. So here's our little orange ghosts. Then we have the orange floral with the spider webs. And then we have this sketch in the white background with the skulls, which is really fun. And the white background with the floral and the spider webs. And we have the white with the eyeballs on there. So this is Noir by Ebon for Free Spirit. So there are 4 half-yard bundles, and then this one is the only fat quarter bundle we have. So I did take the other part I did is I went through and I pulled all of our Halloween 1 yards. So we have Spellbound floral. This is by Moda, and it's Sweetfire Road. So we've got this floral pumpkin, which is really cute. And obviously, other than you could even use it in the googly eyes. We've got Spellbound in the ghost pumpkins, which is super cute. Sophisticated, right. I love a sophisticated Halloween line. And then these are mini moons. So you've got the kind of like the spice color. So it's a little deeper orange with the moons. But
Jody, that was one of the first 1 yards I ever bought.
Oh, really?
GE. Yep. And
have you bought every Halloween line we have?
No, I did buy the one from last Friday, and that was the first one I ever bought.
I could see you buying this one.
It still sits in my my fabric box.
Oh, hey, join the club. Michael's learning what it's like to be a quilter. We just collect fabric. Here's the same print, and this is in pumpkin. So it's a little bit lighter in orange color. And then we also have it with the white background, which this would be great as a background. Cut it up, and it'll have these just pops of like blacks and oranges in there. And then I pulled out, also we have the Bumbleberries Halloween orange. So this would be great with any of these. And then I pulled out some ones that I thought aren't technically Halloween, but you could use them. So Eerie Forbidden Garden, I know, I love this print. It's just so cute. So that one you could definitely use in your Halloween. We also have the Oval Elements in Tangerine. Thought this would go really well with some of the collections we pulled out today. And then last week I did show some Alice in Glass, and I thought this Tangerine in the Woodland is awesome. That would be great in your Halloweens. And then also this Scatter Night in the black would be another one that's great. These are all at the 1 Yard Wednesday sale price of $8.99. But I couldn't leave it right there. I just can't. And so I pulled these. These are not on sale, but I thought they would make really good additions. This is from the Verdigris line. And I thought, I mean, come on, this has to be in our Halloween collection, right? Oh, please explain it to my son. No, there's no explaining. It's just what has to happen. No explaining. We also have this really great Swiss dot that would be awesome in any of these quilts. And then we have the Beaches Ink. I thought these would be great backs for any of the Halloween quilts, so that's why I pulled them out. I have the Kensington Ash, which is just like this one, only in the gray with the black. And then the Patina. So we've got kind of this greenish color with the black background. And these I picked specifically because I thought they would make awesome backing. So we've got the Verdigris Parkdale, so newsprint, and the Patina. So you could kind of see that it's kind of got this like graffiti look to it. And I thought this would be awesome on the backs of any quilts. So those are the 1 yards we have. Remember that these ones right here are not on sale. I just wanted to give you guys some options that might fill the gap of what we have here. So now let's talk about our projects. The first one I'm going to talk about is Ursula, which is behind Michael. And Ursula is awesome for any of these fabrics because there's larger pieces, so you won't lose. You've got larger scale fabrics, you won't lose any of that. You can't take them home.
Do I make a good Vanna? You
do make a good Vanna.
All right, nice.
let's put some dresses and see what happens. Give you that. She has an amazing wardrobe. I think there was somebody who's asked her a question about how many dresses she wore, and it was a price. It was an amount that I can't even fathom in her career.
I just go to the thrift store, I close my eyes, I grab some clothes, and then I come home and I see what I got.
Yeah, I don't.
I live a different life than Miss Vanna.
Me neither. Yeah. So anyways, we have Ursula, which is in our Quickies book. So you can go ahead and find that in the Quickies book. It's a great pattern. And then we have Mia. If I can have Mr. Shade help me really quick, because I really want to show you guys these quilts in its entirety. So Mia, I pulled because I wanted you to see how versatile the patterns are, because this could be used with a panel. It could be used with, you could have all of these. It's just I thought the googly eye, the welcome foolish mortals would be fantastic in this project. So this is Mia, and that is also, thank you Shade, is also out of the Quickies book. If you can go to the overhead really quick. So this is the Stripology Quickies. If you do not have this book, you have to go get it. It is amazing. It has so many projects in it, but here's Mia, and you can see how this cover photo does not have any panels in it, and how different it looks from the Mia with the panels. So that is Mia. The second one is Taylor, and this is a single pattern. Let me just show you what that looks like. And now look at the quilt behind me done. It's completely different. There's nothing in the construction that changes. It's just how you're using the fabric in there. So any of these larger prints that you don't want to lose any of the actual look to it, you can place in these larger squares in Taylor, and you have a totally different looking quilt. And I also think you could leave that up longer than Halloween. That's my opinion. The next one is Kira, and I'm going to have my Vanna come up and help me. Jade. Kira looks amazing in Noir. So this is Noir by E-Bond, and so it just looks awesome with all of these really fun, sophisticated Halloween. And you could leave this out throughout the year with no problem whatsoever, and people would just think you liked orange and black. So that's Kira. And then I pulled Elvira, because Elvira, don't go anywhere, Shade, is probably one of my favorites. It is the first quilt that I tackled in the pandemic when Gudrun did her Elvira quilt along. And so I actually do have a Halloween Elvira at home. Maybe it was my first Halloween quilt I ever made. But here is Elvira, and another great pattern to use up these larger scale prints, or not. This has got smaller scale, but it's another option for you to use up some of your larger scale prints. And usually with Halloween, they tend to be a little bit larger. Okay. I know everybody has seen this one, but this is quite stunning. This is Bellatrix with a panel. We do not have this panel, I apologize, but another great way to see how you can use Gudrun's patterns and just change it up. But the most amazing part about this quilt is turn it over. You can scrap your back. Look at all those fun fabrics that you can use leftovers for, and it looks like another quilt. If you just throw it on your quilting, your bed, and you turn it over, you've got another quilt to it. So I really wanted you to see what scrapping your backing looks like. Thank you. Any questions, Michael?
Just a lot of comments about how great my shirt is.
You guys are going to give him a big head. You
Bigger
cannot compliment him.
No, yeah.
Come on. Seriously.
People are loving the fabric. I think there are a lot of Halloween lovers like myself.
There is a lot of Halloween lovers. Of course, in true nature, I did grab some smaller projects because 2024 is the year of smaller projects. So here is little Helena. Go to the overhead. Again, a really great pattern to showcase your Halloween prints, especially if you have smaller scaled prints. It works out so perfect. And then you can use a really fun background like what I showed in like verdigris in that print just to show off. And then I always show a couple quilt as you goes. And this is Log Jam. And I know I'm out of order, Michael. I apologize. I'm testing him today.
Working up a sweat.
Yeah, making him work. But this one is not an actual pattern. It's a video class that you can get with the PDF pattern online. This is so versatile. You could use it in any collection. We did it in a Halloween. I thought it was really fun. But go online, download, purchase the PDF pattern with video class, and Gudrun walks you through the whole process of making this. And this is a quilt as you go. Okay. And then let's talk about what's behind me. So you can't see it very well, but we have, I'll just pull it out, why not? We've got a little Mia, and this one is kind of in fall colors, but I really wanted you to see, you could put it overhead. I just wanted you to see that you could definitely implement this into a Halloween collection and get a cute table runner. Again, you could do something with the background, with the backing. And then next to my pretty friend right here with the pretty hair, we've got this pumpkin patch, and that one is also a quilt as you go. And there are a couple different versions. I'll show you one without the jack-o'-lantern if you can do the overhead really quick. So you can leave out the jack-o'-lantern faces, or you can add the jack-o'-lantern faces, but this is also a quilt as you go, and I thought it was a really, really fun, cute pattern. Oh, there's a lot today. Lots and lots today. Are there any questions about any of the projects, fabrics?
Yeah,
all right.
We did have one question.
I want to know. You guys, I am not going to let him produce my shows ever again, because he just takes the spotlight away from me. I mean, come on. Just kidding, Michael. We love you.
To answer the question, I will not be taking questions at this time. It was a rough Memorial Day weekend for Michael's craft room. That's all I'm going to say.
He'll be back at it.
Yeah.
But we do have an answer to the question. Did you get guesses?
Yeah, we got a few. Here, let me put some up here. You were in such a great flow. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I know. I feel like I forget to ask you guys. Okay,
Kathy.
30 hours. Now, Kathy, is that how much you quilt a week? Which, if it is, I'm jealous. Super jealous. 28. 3.5 to 4. And Teresa says 15. Okay, so here's the answer. The answer is the average quilter spends 6 hours a week sewing, and 65% spend more than 6 hours a week. Would you say you are average, or would you say you are above average? Yeah.
I'm above average in most things, but this is the one place where I struggle.
Goodness gracious.
Can't wait to see you next month.
Yes. No, I'm not putting him on the schedule. Shades next week. He doesn't talk back. I am above average. And I will say I'm above average because
100%.
100%. Like I said, I could sew 6 hours in one day, so most of the week I am sewing more than that. I wish I could sew more. That's my goal in my life. So anyways, those are really fun to bring out for you guys. I love seeing all these different trends coming out, so we expect some more of those really fun questions. But coming up this week for GE Designs, oh, thank you, Carolyn. Happy Friday show on the 30th, and guess what? The A-team's back in the house. GE and
the cats are coming back.
Yeah, the Gudrun and Mr. HP will be back in Studio A on Friday. We have Tipsy Tuesday on the 3rd at 4 p.m. And then you can come back next Wednesday and see me June 4th. And I have no idea what we're going to do, but it might be something fun. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I had so much fun on today's show. I love sharing all of this really great stuff with you. And of course, I love Michael and Shade. They're such great additions to our live shows. And we will see you next week. Have a great week, guys.